Hello.
Hi.
How are you, Colleen?
I'm very good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Very good. So, what are we going to talk about today?
Oh, we are going to talk about Hans Holzer.
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 The German in me is coming out. It's making it a T.
There's no T in his name. Okay.
But he is known as the father of the paranormal.
Very good. And why are we picking to talk about him today?
To celebrate Father's Day.
Right around the corner. Yep. So we picked to talk about him and learned a few things about him.
The trailblazer that he was.
He's quite a thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was considered the first ghost hunter investigator. You want to read the timeline or you want me to? You sure? Okay. He was born in Vienna, Austria, January 26, 1920. He started out as a young boy being influenced by his uncle and his ghost stories. He went to the University of Vienna and studied archaeology and ancient history, and the fam moved to New York City in 1938 and studied Japanese in Columbia University. In 1960, he began investigating. Wait, when did he get married?
Him and his wife were married in 1962. His wife was Catherine Genevieve Voxnan, a sixth-generation descendant of the Russian Empress Catherine the Great. They had 2 daughters.
That's something.
I mean, you got a trailblazer and an empress.
Trailblazer. Why are you calling him trailblazer?
Because he made the way for what paranormal is today.
I
He
gotcha.
set the path.
So in 1960, before he got married, he began investigating hauntings in the New York City area, where he published his first book, Ghost Hunter, I think that was his first book, and then went on to making 120, I see 120, but then I see 140 books, where he documented those cases.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting. And he used the equipment to communicate with the deceased. He also defined ghosts as a surviving emotional memory of someone who has died traumatically, and usually tragically, but is unaware of their death. As he worked with mediums, that's the thing about him. He would communicate with the deceased like they were a normal person.
Like you and I.
And have normal conversations. Not like yelling at them and show yourself,
No,
shit
he
like that.
every site that he went to go investigate, he wasn't there trying to debunk them. He was trying to find evidence of them.
Yep. Which is a ghost hunter,
A ghost hunter.
which is an investigator.
I like when he says
Which-
that. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you're fine.
I like that he says that like he believes in life after death and the existence of ghost spirits, and there are the difference of that and stay behinds. The stay behinds, he said, were those who found themselves earthbound after death.
And he did not like the term supernatural. He did not
No.
like that, which is interesting.
Well, I mean, for him to be as famous as he was, because his work, him being the first frontier of paranormal, okay, we're talking about an age before internet.
Right.
For him to be
Right.
in
They
the
didn't have
Reader's
the internet back-
Digest, that is in everybody's house by that point in those early years, he was something.
Yeah. Well, he opened the doors to it to be talked about.
And he made it into like, mainstream media.
And he was real about it. Like, there's no fakery. I'm writing a book about this. I'm going to show you what my findings are. In 1970, he got to investigate. He was one of the first investigators to investigate at the haunted Amityville House, where ģᴏʟᴜ killed his family.
So he was known for also being widely criticized as a pseudoscience. He was prominent, though, of the psychic archaeology, meaning that he believed that it could be more than scientific evidence of proof of spiritual, which we all know today. Any science out there can prove only so much.
Yeah, he referred to himself as a scientific investigator of the paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
It also said that he had a PhD Well, he's parapsychology.
He was, in small fact, I mean, it's just a little tidbit that I found. He was a vegetarian and a toteler.
A what?
A toteler? That's what it says.
A toteler?
It is, totalism is the practice of voluntarily abstaining from the consumption of alcohol, and specific in alcohol drinks. So he wasn't a drinker. So he stayed away from drinking, and he was a vegetarian. He notes this in the book that he states that I am a lactarian. I only eat cheese and milk products, but I do not eat eggs or egg produce.
Huh.
He believed that it belonged as a natural, well-balanced here on earth as well as in spirit.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I don't drink, and there's reasons I don't drink.
So you're a teetotaler.
I'm a teetotaler. Whoop, whoop. Yay me, teetotaler. Put a label on it, yeah. Why not?
Very well known, his daughter has, continued his legacy in the paranormal world.
Yeah, she does a TV show called The Holzers you got me saying it. The Holzer Files, where they investigate his cases.
That's gotta be epic.
Ah, absolutely. Absolutely.
He has done investigations of some of the famous that we know of, the Amityville House and of the ģᴏʟᴢ House in San Diego. Mm-hmm. Also, fun fact that the Ghostbusters are based off his experiences and his investigations.
Dan Aykroyd, the actor, was like obsessed with him, and that's where the movie came up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
So can they trademark the "Who do you call" to him?
I would say, who are you gonna call? Hans Holzer. Oh my god, this is great. So I got to see the car. Well, I'm sure there's more than one. So some of you might know I used to do a different team with a different person than Sara, and it was called Unearthly Perimeters. And I was done. He needed to focus on his health, and I said, I'm going to put the ghost stuff away. And I went on my lunch break, went to the gas station. Went to the gas station, pumping my gas. And guess what pulls in there? The freaking Ghostbuster car. So I'm like, are you kidding me? Is this a sign? Is this a sign,
definitely
Sara?
a sign.
I said to the guy, are you kidding me? And he's like, hi, how you doing? What? And I was like, I do paranormal, and I was feeling lately to put it away, and here you just drive up in here. He's like, get out of here.
Like right in your face, like, do not put that away.
He let me take pictures, and I went around the car, and he gave me his phone number. I never called him. But hey, shout out to you, dude. But it was like a little sign that, no, maybe you should get back into your ghost stuff, because I enjoy it. Mm-hmm. It's almost like an addiction. Am I right? Do you feel? Let's talk about us ghost hunting, thanks to Hans here.
Yeah. I mean,
there's nothing like it in the world. There's like something about exploring and
the unknown,
going
and knowing
the
something's
dark,
there.
Yeah, I love it. Go into the dark places and just feel the darkness.
I love going in because, I've said it before, everything has energy. And when you're around, just in life, you pick up different types of energies everywhere. But when you walk into somewhere you don't know, it's like basically walking into a room full of people that you haven't met yet. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's like a sudden bang, like you feel a different type of energy. And then
you feel the presence.
Absolutely. Yep. And you could feel they come right up to you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do, actually.
They do. I mean, look at us. Come on now. Yeah. Like, hey. And there are some that want to come across so vividly that they show themselves. Mm-hmm. And we say at every investigation that we do, thank you for showing yourself and letting us interview you, basically, and explore you.
Mm-hmm. And they explore us as well.
Exactly.
As much as they investigate us as much as we investigate them.
True. Because if you think about it, they are spirits, and they were in our shoes one time or another.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, what I want to get down to, like the nitty gritty of my findings is it residual?
Mm-hmm.
Is it energy stuck on a wall? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
is it energy stuck here? Or is this the veil that they're right here? And they come up. Yeah, I can feel you right here, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And getting, like, here's the thing, too. Getting pictures and videos, why? Why are they always blurry? Why can't they be in focus? Why can't they show more detail?
Because if you think about it, spirit is trying to draw energy for wherever energy is. And for what I think of it, is they have to have so much energy to manifest that it comes across like if someone were to pass in front of a screen.
Okay. Yeah.
You get understand, like if you have the energies that's coming from different angles of areas, it can't make a complete picture.
Yeah.
So
as soon as the camera gets blurry,
mm-hmm.
that to me is them.
Because they're pulling from it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're like right there, you know.
Oh, they get right up in your face like, ooh, what's that? That wasn't around when I was here. What is that?
And then you play the video back and you have breathing right there. Like,
Or,
oh my gosh.
Or they're whispering
were
right
right
into
there.
your mic. I'm like, hello.
Hello.
You may speak.
Why are you so far away? Come here.
closer.
Come closer to the microphone. Yeah.
And I also want to...
These are our experiences, y'all.
Well, it's not... Spirit is a broad spectrum, okay? It's not just human spirits. We have animal spirits, too.
Yeah.
You know?
Why you gotta be so far away? Come closer. They sound like they're in a tunnel, you know? Like some EVP recordings that I've done. They're so far away.
You think about it, it is a veil, and you don't know how far back they are from that veil.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Can you imagine being a spirit and have to be constantly pulling energy just to try to move closer, trying to get across?
I'm going to haunt y'all. I'm going to be in your face, in your microphones, and be all loud. Oh, hello. Dog agrees.
I definitely will.
My tombstone is going to have a spirit box on it. And Sarah, you're going to have to refresh it, you know?
No, first off.
Or no, my urn will be a spirit box.
I don't have to be talking to the urn. I know that you're standing next to me. I'm like, Colleen.
Hello.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm good. Hello.
I don't know what my spirit will do, honestly. Will I be who I am today as my spunkiness, or will I revert back to my 5-year-old self? I don't know.
I don't know. I just like to have fun in life.
Me too.
And death, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm going to be a prankster. I can tell you that right now. I'm going to, oh my God, get
find
people.
some kids, teenage kids. Oh, y'all think you're going to be ghost hunters? Let's do this.
You to reality.
Yeah, let's do this. Oh, God.
But hey, in the long run, we're just helping them find paranormal.
Yeah.
Like Hans set it up for us to be able to do what we do today.
Yeah, he surely did. I mean, he was doing his investigations, his cases, and using equipment that we now use today.
Exactly. Like, can you imagine back in the early era, like nobody is doing this yet. It's going by word of mouth, basically, because there was no internet, like I said. And to bring that, again, to the main audience, it had to be something that was proven over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And, like, for the Amityville, yes, he was one of the ones that investigated. He wasn't the first one there, but when he got there, he confirmed that it was being haunted by the natives that were there, because the house was built on native burial grounds.
Amityville,
yeah.
The Shinnecock?
The Shinnecock.
I don't know. I don't want to say it wrong and offend anybody.
For him, like, to go in, like I was saying, for him to be able to do that, it obviously is showing that he's not debunking it. He's just confirming it.
I don't think he set out to debunk.
He's a scientific man.
Yeah.
He just wants to make sure that what you're claiming is proof. It's provable. You know? And for, like, I'm sorry, but to go back to that era, it's even to this day, it's coming around more as people are accepting it. But even back then, it was like, hush, hush.
Yeah, you're crazy.
For it to become main media, I mean, he was making a scene. It was coming to be known.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Tesla made the first spirit box. Sorry, he did.
Look at the time frame. Was Tesla around? Like, were they in cahoots? Since he's a scientific man himself. So maybe they were in cahoots, because here it's stating that Tesla created, Nikola Tesla, supported and created the first spirit box called a crystal radio in the early 1900s. And we're talking about him in the 1920s when he's born, so we're talking early 1900s.
Right.
I mean, the timelines match.
Like I said. I love Tesla. I feel he was robbed.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah. He might have influenced them.
He might have. I mean, you have two scientists, basically, around the same time period. Hey, you built this and I could prove this. Why don't we work together?
Right.
You know?
Well, he might have even been influenced by him from school, being taught some of his stuff in science classes and stuff.
I love the little quote that they put in, like when he was a child, kids were scared of him because he would be so fascinated with spirits and ghost stories. Like, can you imagine seeing a little kid like, ooh, have you seen this spirit? And he used to come at night, and he comes and he says hello to me at night. Like, can you imagine that? Like a 5-year-old saying that? Like, oh my God.
Yes, I can. My son would say stuff like that.
I'm saying, I was that kid. I really was that kid, because mine started at a very early age.
Mine were under my bed.
Mine always would sit on the windowsill. I'd wake up and, like, I had glasses by the age of 5 years old. And, you know, people would chalk it up to, like, oh, you couldn't see. But, like, when I, get up because I hear something, I put my glasses on, and there's a woman sitting on my windowsill looking out the window. But I could see right through her. You know? I don't know who she is. But,
right.
Yeah.
So, do we want to say anything else about us ghost hunting? I love every time we go ghost hunting, because every time it's a different experience with you and I.
True, every time.
Yep.
It, like, you and I are yin and yang. We come from two different spectrums on the same line.
And, okay, here, for an example, guys, we were at the Ma Barker house, and I was getting stuff from the chimney. And I said, Sarah, put your hand on the chimney. And she was feeling the event, and I was feeling the energy of the house. Like, she was feeling splitting, and I was feeling booming. I was hearing and feeling the vibration, the boom, boom, boom. She was feeling the splitting. Which is interesting. I was like, wow, she's picking up the event, and I'm picking up the energy of the house, which is,
again, two different spectrums of the same thing.
I'm saying, I know.
It's been proven over and over. Like, not even the ones that we planned, like that hotel, right? That we were talking about with Tate.
What are you talking about?
The Victorian hotel that we saw.
Yeah.
And we were doing that. You're like, water. And I'm like, yeah, underground. You're like, bookshelf. And I'm like, something under there.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a tunnel under the...
Which was behind the bookshelf. And then tea parties. Yes.
Tea parties.
Lots of tea parties up in here. So it's funny how the two of us will pick up the same thing in different ways, which is interesting.
Paranormal is not just one thing. It is a multiple of different talents, different abilities. You know, you have your mediums, you have your psychics, you have your clairvoyance.
Clairaudient. All the clairs.
Yep. Cognitive, I mean.
Yep. I don't, like, we were talking about that if everybody was psychic. I didn't say this in that episode, but I think it has a lot to do with your lineage.
Absolutely.
Of who you are, your origins, and, where you come from, and what families are more spiritual than not.
I mean, my family, it doesn't, I'm still trying to figure things out, to be honest. Only know
do your
is,
mothers, do the mothers, do the moms, moms of moms.
all I kind of know is like first comes stories. So like my aunt, my mom's sister, she's able to hear, see, talk to them, able to be precognitive, which sees the future, which I kind of have that ability. And then also she's clairvoyant, like in all aspects. Okay. My mom, she used to see people. That was that. Too. She used to see people. Me, again, like I've told over, I'm the empath. You know, with the last episode, I kind of went into like this few stories I had growing up, like seeing things before they happened. I've been focusing, meditating a little more on that, so it's coming through a little bit more. But
good. That's when you get all your messages.
Absolutely.
Yep. Good. I'm glad you're doing that. I'm so happy for you. So any predictions coming up? What have you gotten?
I don't know how accurate this is, but I go also off like science, like Hans, scientific. Okay. Remember I was telling you about that great divide that we were feeling? Okay. And how I was saying how the Earth's energy was feeling different, how everything was kind of going like backwards, right? I feel a fault shift coming up. Like there's going to be something earthquake or like a huge volcano that's dormant that's going to be coming. And I want to say scientifically what's been happening right now in Italy with the little 4.0 earthquakes. I think there's definitely going to be a huge vault shift. And towns are going to be destroyed, honestly, I think. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't think it's going to be catastrophic, but I just feel like...
I've heard the Leaning Tower of Pisa, just a message. I heard Leaning Tower of Pisa. This was months ago. And I was like, well, what about it? What about the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Isn't that Rome? Okay. That's interesting you're saying that. I feel the sky is going to change. Next year, maybe. But see, I feel peace coming. I feel like there's some kind of alliance going to set play, or it's just going to make peace with different countries.
Foretelling, I mean, if I'm just speaking for myself here. When I close my eyes and I put my third eye out there, where it's this one scenario, and spirit will tell me if I'm close to what they're trying to show me, because I get that intuition feeling. Like that's the one, yes, focus on that, what you see. Or then it will switch. It could be this. And I get intuition, no, it's not that, it's this.
And that's what we were talking about with Pat. Like, go with what your first, stop second guessing, you know, go with, what you feel first.
And I agree with you too. I feel like after all that,
I have a hard time.
Everything's going to be settled.
I do, because it's like trust. And I always hear that, Colleen, you need to trust. And I'm like, I know, but it's so hard.
Always I try to tell people, I know everybody, I believe people have intuition. It's the people that recognize it. Yep. But people that rely on their gut feeling in any society, any job in the world, you have that gut feeling of what you should be doing or not be there at that point, or maybe that's not the right road to go down today, or maybe I shouldn't be leaving right now because of something, or I shouldn't choose that because that might happen. Yeah. You know.
Also, I believe in cause and effect.
Absolutely. I feel bad for the souls that don't know that.
Well, there are people that don't.
Spirit is here. It can be our ancestors, and it could be just general spirits around. And I believe they do have messages that they're trying to get across. It might not be meant for you right at that moment. Right. But it might be something that clicks in your head a day later. Like, oh, that's what they meant. You know? Right. I have spirits that come to me, and I'm not going to lie. A lot of them are sombered. Like they are carrying a load, and they just want, and I put up that boundary. Like, I will hear you, but I'm not taking on your load. You're not pulling my energy from me. but I will listen if you have a message. So my children go to this daycare, and it's based in a church. And I was going up to the gate that has a pin so everybody can go in that belong there. Anyway, at the gate, I feel this presence, and I look up, and Angel Gabriel is sitting there with trumpets all around him, and he's like humming a hymn.
And I've been trying to find music. And we've been getting a lot of music lately.
A lot.
Yeah.
And I looked at him, and he just smiled. I'm like, oh, I love you too.
Aw.
You know.
She was leaving my house a week or two ago,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, I'm seeing something red by your door, and it's an angel. And I was like, wow, did you look up the meaning of angel?
Ring of truth and music.
Exactly. And I said, that is so interesting.
It caught my attention because usually Archangel Michael is at her door.
Yeah, he always...
And when I walked out, and I was like, oh, hi. You're new.
What up? Hey, you can chill out. Yes, absolutely. You are welcomed here.
I invite every night before I go to bed. I say a prayer. God, please send your angels to protect me and my family in this house.
Yep.
I always say, encircle my family with your wide wings. Keep us in God's grace and love.
Mm-hmm.
Blood of the Lamb over my house. And my friends and my family, keep them safe.
Okay, so there's an angel prayer I say. And it's, Angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom God's love commits me here. Ever this day be at my side, to light and guard, to rule and guide. I don't know. I love it.
I believe, you have God's angels, and they're always around us. We have our own angels that guide us, that protect us. We also have our spirit guides that protect us. It's not just us senses them, but other spirits see them as well.
Mm-hmm. We got you, girl.
We got you. Don't worry about it. We're here. Definitely on the bridge, I know mine kicked in. You and we got on that bridge, and the energy shifted, and mine literally just stood front of where we felt that halfway divide. No, you ain't going over there.
I got that EVP. I should make the clip of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where a guy, okay, so Sarah's on the bridge, and she's going, Spirit, come to the mic, and you hear a voice say,
which was right. My phone was right there recording it, so he was right on it.
He was right there.
Right on it.
He was not lying. I'm going to have to make that clip and put it up.
Absolutely. Oh, my God. And just to go back, when we tell you have your spirit guides, right? You have your spirit guides that, how do I say this? They are yours. They come from, some of mine are ancestral. Definitely have some ancestral in there. I also have ones that I feel like are from past lives. Again, that's that gut feeling too.
Yep, wrap it up. Okay. So we're going to wrap this up, and I think that was good about Hans.
Yeah, thank you, Hans, for being the trailblazer that you are and were.
Calling him a trailblazer.
The father of paranormal. And thank you for helping us celebrate the upcoming Father's Day.
The original first ghost hunter. We thank you.
Yes, sir. So we're going to wrap this up, guys. You know where to find us. Email, it's unearthlypodcast@gmail.com.
So our paranormal team is Women of Unearthly. And, of course, the podcast is It's Unearthly. Anyway, you can reach us on Instagram, where it's got all our platforms. Or you can give us a chat, call, text, 407-216-4343.
Yeah, and wherever you listen to your podcast. So thank you guys for listening, and every father out there, have a great Father's Day.